if it would be fair to step on it. So here's one of the videos that people are using as evidence. Shot's gone. He hits it, and then he takes another swipe at the thumb. Maybe a coincidence, but I don't know. I don't want to send that one in front of a jury. But he's also saying that's the way it goes. So your reaction first to Dillon Brooks and then
I think
Steph
I'm
overall.
Very well documented. Not a fan of Dillon Brooks. And I have called him a dangerous player that I think has at times gone far beyond gamesmanship to truly reckless basketball, and that's not good for the league. This right here, I think, is kind of part of sports.
It's par for the course.
And why, and I know the NFL is different, but it's why teams are so cagey about injury reports. You know what I mean? And about trying not to say what your injury is. Now, again, there is a line. If Steph were on the ground, you can't be like, oh, is that the injured thumb? Let me step on it. You can't do that. But I do think that if a post player has bruised ribs, that boxing him out extra hard is fair. And I do think that, you have a hurt hand, a few extra little swipes, slaps, or whatever, that to me, and I know, listen, I really like Steph Curry, even though at times I'm a critic, and I do not like Dillon Brooks. But I have to be fair and honest about what I believe. I don't think this is out of bounds.
I'm totally with you on that. Now, I don't like Brooks. After you go for the shot, I don't like the extra stuff because that's outside of basketball.
Like it,
But as far as making basketball plays, if he goes up for a layup or something and I'm going to swipe at his hand, I think that's in bounds. Like you said, if you're boxing out, you hit somebody's ribs, and Brooks probably is trying to hurt him, just keeping it real. I think a lot of players wouldn't be trying to necessarily hurt you to the point where you can't play, or certainly not injures you, for long term.
Hurt you, not injure you. Maybe.
Yeah, but they are trying to limit you. If that thumb is, and those are painful, especially when you're shooting, that you add pain to it and make a guy less effective. I'm totally fine with it. As far as, and Kerr too, bringing it up, and I love Steve Kerr, but I don't need to hear from him complaining about dirty play when you got Draymond Green. I mean, let's keep it real. Until you lecture Draymond, don't lecture an opponent, because it's just ridiculous.
Here's Steph this series and how he's doing. Game 1, remember, he had 31, was cooking. Game 2 was a loss. He had 20. Game 3 was a win, 36. Game 4, 17. And then last night, 13. And then, remember, we just keep talking about the one game where Amen Thompson held him to 3.
No, but that was the last time they played the Rockets before this.
Oh, sure. So last six.
4 of the last 6,
but
they've held him in check.
And sometimes he doesn't.
Right?
Wait. 4 of the last 6.
Yeah, 4 of the last 6.
But the game before that, he had 27. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you're right. But so this is why I picked the Rockets, because it's not that I thought they're going to hold Steph in check the whole series. It's that I thought there'd be a few games that they can. Now, last night, you don't throw it out entirely, but the Warriors do this, where even the years they've won a championship, where a series they're kind of in control of, the game starts to get away from them. They're like, nope, not tonight. You know what I mean? We're not, and so by the way, that's not necessarily a bad strategy. No. But this series is as close as it gets when you think about the fact that it's Warriors 3-2, and if the librarian hits a 12-footer, it's Rockets 3-2. Now, the Warriors, because they're the more mature team, the older team, and you trust them more in a close game, they feel in firm control of 3-2. Yeah. But I do think the Rockets are built, as well as any team in the league, to occasionally give Steph real trouble. And I think they have. Now, he's so great that Game 1 he was unbelievable, and Game 3 he was brilliant. But I don't think you can get that from him every night because of how the Rockets are defending him and how physical they can be with him and how many guys they can throw at him.
Yeah, I mean, they defend him as well as anybody, but I'm not concerned at all if I'm the Warriors about this. I mean, I'm not more concerned, I should say. I entered the series clearly picking the Warriors, but thinking Houston, it would be tough. Even if it was 5 games. It would be tough because
maybe 4, close sweep.
I mean, like the Lakers series. Obviously, last night got a little. that was still a tough series for the Wolves, to win, even though it was 5 games. So I felt this would be even closer with Houston. They got the length to put on him. Amin Thompson, even Jalen Green, and then Dillon Brooks, who is a very good defender and an elite pest.
Yeah,
he's just gets under your skin, and you hate to have a guy like that on you. But Steph is like last night. I actually thought, Nick, when they got within 15 with 5 minutes left,
that they were going to put the guys back in.
I didn't know that they would, but I was saying I think you should. Now I think because they had been so they weren't loose. Yeah. He didn't want to throw them out there. I think Steph might even taken off an ankle brace or something like that they were showing. So they weren't ready to go in. But I thought you might be able to steal this. 5 minutes, 15 points is not a big deal in today's NBA with the three-point shot. So I thought they could have went for that. But I think Steph is fine. They defend him well. They defend him tough. But, he'll be fine. I'm not worried about it.
20 seconds here, Dust. Do you agree with me, Brew? The winner of Game 6 will win the series?
If that winner is Golden State, yeah.
Well, that's definition.
They win in the series.
If Golden State wins Game 6, they've won the series.
No, I don't think if they lose that they're going to lose the series.
3 in a row is tough.
Three in a row is tough, but at that point it won't be 3 in a row. It'll be a Game 7 at home for a team you've just beaten back-to-back times.
That's semantics. I mean,
no.
It's like even 3-2, well, it was 3-1. That's why it doesn't feel that close.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.